What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What it do? What it do? What it do? I am the quarantine killer. Shout out to everybody that's here. Hey, TO307. Hey, Warning. Hey, Sky Zone. Hey, Georgia Girl. Hey, Lene. Hey, Miss Bougie. Hey, Toy. Hey, Terry. Hey, Justin. How's everybody going? I slept good last night. Hey, Niecy69. I slept good last night. Even though I got woke up. I'm going to kill Sid, bro. What up, Sid? Miss C. Oh, you know what? I can't use them words. If I use them words, everybody goes, ah! This nigga said he gonna kill people. Ah! So, with the lies that was tossed around last night, I want to say I thank all the liars. I'm threatening kids now, and I go from being a wholesome guy to being a cool guy to being somebody that was interested in somebody to now I'm threatening kids. I'm burning down buildings. I'm DDTing grandmamas. I'm doing it all. Shit. Okay. They say I did it. Here's my problem. You got to prove it. And I'm not going to go back and forth with nobody no more. Because Kanye said something interesting yesterday. He said, I'm exposing the industry. Well, goddamn, Kanye. I thought you was joking. But shit, now I'm actually scared for you, Kanye. Because now you have put yourself on a hit list for the elites. And I'm real terrified. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm terrified for Kanye because he's one of the hottest producers of our time. And they ain't going to take what he said lightly. They ain't going to take it laying down. They ain't going to take it with a grain of salt. It's really going to be on some real screw job stuff with Kanye now. Shout out to my homie Jasmine that runs the Jasmine brand. She sent me something that kind of shocked me. And I'm looking at these things that she sent. And what I'm going to do, so I'm going to show it. Look at your screens. I don't know why this thing do this all the time. I want a full screen. I don't want to be in this joint. But I don't know if y'all can see it for real. But it says, Kanye says Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, and R. Kelly had documentaries made or were taken down by white media. Plus speaks on hashtag Nick Cannon and ownership. So Kanye said, we sat back and watched Nick Cannon get canceled and we go to play ball in a bubble with Black Lives Matter on our backs. Brothers, let's stand together for real. There is no NBA or music industry without black people. Fair contracts matter. Ownership matter. That's what he said about Nick Cannon. Fair contracts matter. Ownership matter. Then he came down and said Michael Jackson, Bill Cosby, and wait for it, R. Kelly had documentaries made or were taken down by white media. There has never been a black media company that would take down a white celebrity. Then he came down and said, I know a lot of musicians are not allowed to say anything, but I can't be muted or counsel. So I'm going to say everything as always. He's saying that because he's now an independent. He's not on the label. Then he says, I am the only person who can speak on this because I made multi-billions outside of music. No musicians make bitcoins. No musicians make billions inside of music. I'm going to change this. And then he put word of the day, strength. What? Word of the day, strength from the king. Oh, word of the day, strengthen me. Or something like that. From the King James Version Bible. Kanye dropping bombs. And people not understanding what these bombs are. So when you don't understand what the bombs are, you really can't say anything. You really can't immobilize anything because you're not knowing what these bombs are. Well, one of the bombs that he's talking about that's totally bullcrap is this right here. And I'm going to show this real quick. My stomach growling. Ugh. I want y'all to look at the screen. And here it is.
This is the largest sum of money Louisville Metro has ever paid out because of an LMPD action. And while the city is not admitting wrongdoing in the death of Breonna Taylor, Mayor Greg Fisher says it was clear that reforms needed to be made.
Her beautiful. I'm going to stop that and I'm going to play it back for you. Listen to what the narrative is.
This is the largest sum of money Louisville Metro has ever paid out because of an LMPD action. And while the city is not admitting wrongdoing in the death of Breonna Taylor, Mayor Greg Fisher says it was clear that reforms needed to be made.
Her beautiful. I want y'all to hear it again.
Largest sum of money Louisville Metro has ever paid out because of an LMPD action. And while the city is not admitting wrongdoing in the death of Breonna Taylor, Mayor Greg Fisher says it was clear that reforms needed to be made.
Her beautiful spirit and personality is working through all of us on the ground. So please continue to say her name.
More than 6 months after her daughter Breonna Taylor was shot and killed by Louisville Metro Police, Tamika Palmer has settled a wrongful death lawsuit with the city of Louisville.
It had been so long getting to this day where we could assure that Breonna Taylor life wouldn't be swept under the rug like so many other Black women in America who had been killed by police.
On Tuesday, Mayor Greg Fisher announced the city has agreed to pay Taylor's family $12 million. But the settlement also includes a series of reforms to the Louisville Police Department. All search warrant applications will have to be approved by a commanding officer before they go to a judge. The city will also implement a program that tracks use of force incidents and complaints, and will negotiate with the police union to expand random drug testing and the records kept in an officer's personnel file.
It's important for her family that they minimize the risk of what happened to Breonna Taylor happening to any other family in Louisville, Kentucky.
Attorney Lanita Baker says Taylor's family also insisted on reforms that will strengthen the relationship between LMPD and the communities it polices. Louisville Metro will fund a housing credit program to incentivize officers to live in low-income neighborhoods in the city. It will also hire social workers to assist police on certain types of calls and will encourage officers to volunteer in their communities.
We recognize that this reform is not all-encompassing, and there's still work to be done.
Palmer, her attorneys, and activists who have been leading protests in Taylor's name say until the officers involved are held criminally responsible, there can be no justice.
I'm calling bullshit. And I'm going to tell you why I say I'm calling bullshit. You cannot tell me that my child was killed unjustly, but then want to give me $12 million and y'all still don't admit that y'all wrong. That sound like shut up hush money to me. And look who they use. The good old boy, the Jesse Jackson of our generation, Ben Crump. I say what I say. I stand on what I say. I go for what I say. Ben Crump ain't shit. And the only time he show up is when there's a large payday. Reminds me of Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson. Now, this lady was killed, but you heard the opening narrative. The city is not accepting. Wait a minute. Listen to the words. The city is not accepting any wrongdoing. So that means that you don't even acknowledge the fact that you killed that lady unjustly. I ain't trying to hear it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. So it's okay to kill people of color unjustly, right? So let me ask you this question. If it was cool to kill Philando Castillo unjustly, and Breonna Taylor unjustly, what makes you think it wouldn't be cool to kill Robert Sylvester Kelly unjustly? Now, a lot of people say, how can you link them? Easy. Robert is of color. Robert is being held unjust. Robert is being destroyed unjustly. Now, I'm going to pause there for a second because I see Terry say, but they settled. Terry, when you don't know no better and you being told lies from somebody that you trust, you're going to settle. And I'm going to keep it real. It seemed like that's a money case to me. It was all about what they can get. And listen to the reform. They're going to have cops live in the low income areas. Wait a minute. So you're going to have a police officer living in a low income area. That's more killings. Y'all not seeing what's really going on. And I know I talked about the foreign trust and all that last night. And I'm going back to that today. I'm going to show you why they're getting away. I'm going to show you why these officials are getting away with certain things. Maybe if I show some stuff, y'all will be able to understand where Dana's coming from. I know people say, well, why don't you sue a judge? Here's what I'm going to tell you. Better yet, I'm going to walk you through it. Under the 11th Amendment, you legally cannot sue a judge in their public capacity. Under the 11th Amendment, you legally cannot sue any foreign state in their public capacity. Let's see what they're saying. 11th Amendment states, U.S. Constitution, 11th Amendment. The judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity. Watch this. Why is this word being used in the 11th Amendment? And we're not talking about land. But look what it say, equity. When you hear equity, you it's like normally you'll hear about houses and money, but you're getting out of it, right? But look, equity. And look what it says. The judicial power of the United States. I taught y'all about how certain words are written. Look how United States is written in the Constitution. Meaning us people. Meaning we the people. So if we the people are the United States, then who the hell is the all caps United States? That's what they don't want y'all to see. This version of the United States, behind it is going to say the Republic, just like that. But they got us fooled to thinking that we are the United States of America, the corporation. But let's read. It says the judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity, commence or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens. By citizens of another state, or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state. Well, wait. I thought y'all were citizens. I thought y'all were citizens. It says the judicial power of the United States shall not be construed to extend to any suit in law or equity, commence or prosecuted against one of the United States by citizens of another state, or by citizens or subjects of any foreign state. Here's the question. What the hell are they talking about by this? Because I thought we all were citizens. Well, I know we wasn't citizens, but let's look at it. Let's look at why you never hear Dana J say he's a citizen. You will never hear me say it. I was never sworn in to anything. So how can I be a citizen if I was never sworn in? I was never sworn in. But ladies, I need y'all to hear me with this. Y'all are being duped and y'all are being tricked daily. Let's read. You were born or birthed into the United States. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. You were born or birthed into the United States. All caps, y'all. The corporation. As what? As a debtor, a collateral, a slave for the who? United States government corporation, as stated by your birth certificate. A negotiable security instrument. Because you are a legal fiction, corporate entity of your government trust, and not a sovereign individual of the republic. So here's the question. The federal government had people believing that it's okay to be a sovereign citizen. This right here tells you there's no such thing of a sovereign citizen. So how can you be sovereign? How can you be a sovereign individual and a citizen at the same time? That one little line dictates that you can't. You either a sovereign person, which means you were born into this world, and which means that you have all of your inalienable rights, and you are part of the republic. Go back to the national anthem. And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under who? Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice and rights for all. So with that being said, they telling you what you are But because people think it's just a ritual to go by, they don't understand it. So they say, oh, I got my birth certificate. I got my social security card. And then people like me will look at you and be like, what the hell are you doing? Because one day I was asleep and I had to wake up. But then it says you are susceptible to things like income tax, property tax, being arrested, paying traffic tickets, and many other unlawful taxes, aka fees, which only go to fund the corporation and do not in any way fund public interests or services, and other unlawful statutes, not laws, but statutes and rules which are not actual laws that have been legislated by an act of Congress, by the organic Constitution of 1768. It's been ratified in 1787 and then ratified again in 1789. Only Congress can write laws, not your state. Let's go here. A marriage certificate or license states clearly that the product of this union belongs to the United States, all caps. You are the product. You are a vessel of commerce that is owned by the United States Corporation. You are an indentured corporate debt slave who was assigned as collateral for the full faith and credit of the United States as soon as you are born. Now, if y'all think I'm lying, everybody pull out a dollar bill, a $5 bill, a 20, a 50, a $100 bill. And whenever y'all get it, just say I got it. I'm gonna show y'all something. On that bill, look on your left-hand side. It should be some small writings. And it should read something like this. This debt is legal tender for public and private. Read that. Now, let's see. Let me look at the chat and see what they're saying. Once you're born in the United States, they make millions off you just being born. That's true, Just. That's so true. That's why it takes 2 weeks for you to get a birth certificate, even though you signed for a certificate of live birth. Your certificate of live birth is a bond. Actually, I'm gonna show y'all a copy of a real certificate of live birth. I have mine. I also have some other stuff to show you that no matter what people say or do or think, sometimes you just can't touch certain people because they don't live the way y'all live. And I see people talking about, oh, Donald Trump is this. I bet you won't be able to touch him because he lived a certain type of way. He lived different. And when you live in a private capacity, in which we were all that legislated to live in, but we were duped. And they said it. We were duped. They told you were duped. And they know a lot of people really ain't going to go through with it because it's a process. And with this process, a lot of people scared of it because they threaten you. They do certain things. Sometimes it even ends in death. And people ain't going to go through that. People ain't going to go through that. Where's my marker? I need my marker. Okay. I need my marker. Jeez. But okay, I can show y'all. I can show it this way. And then it says your birth certificate trust value for your straw man. Straw man, a legal fiction corporation identity. I'm sorry, is about $7 million at birth. To verify how much you are worth as a corporate entity of the United States, simply take your birth certificate and social security number to your local stockbroker and ask him to look up your numbers. The numbers they're talking about is called CUSIP. They're spelled CUSOP. I mean IP, I'm sorry. Is your CUSIP number. Then it says shortly after birth, you receive the social security number, which I've been telling you about, a corporate tagging and trafficking number. A corporate tagging and trafficking number. I want y'all to keep this in the back of your mind, for which you can conduct trade and commerce and are allowed the privilege to start businesses with which you are legally but not necessarily lawfully taxed. Only a business is to be taxed on income under law, not individuals. Now, do you understand when you go and get your paycheck? Everything is in all caps because they made you a business. They made you a corporation. And you are a business by your legal fiction straw man ID name. You could give back your social security number and not pay any more social security taxes. And the ebook tells you how. I do have the ebook. Law. God's law, whether you believe in God or not, is to do no harm to others or their property. And what I said yesterday, you will get more time for murdering or hurting or injuring somebody. And if you get caught, you will get more time for doing that to somebody who haven't claimed their legal birthright versus somebody that have claimed their legal birthright. It says you cannot break the law unless there is a living human victim for which you do harm. This right here is the reason why I said Robert will go free. Because look, you cannot break the law unless there is a living human victim for which you do harm or do harm to their property. A corporation is just paper filled with government and not a living human. So in order for them to legally bring him into their jurisdiction, they had to have somebody to say, yes, that's him right there. And because there was nobody to legally claim him and point him out, the federal government has broken the law. But here's the question. When there's no rules, how do you beat a corporation when there's no rules? Rules don't apply to the corporation unless you sue them and destroy the 11th immunity. And how do you do it? You have to double sue. You have to sue them in their public and private capacity. Then it says legal. The word legal or illegal is a corporate term used to represent a state of being when related to statutes, rules, codes, mandates, procedures, regulations, and posted limits that are assigned to you by the United States judicial system. In the case of something being illegal, no living victim is required under corporate legality. And so the state assumes the role of the victim being harmed as the creditor of your straw man trust held by the government and controlled by the banks, which is the courts and corporate courts. Now I'm gonna ask you this because I'm gonna read this again. And I got one question to ask y'all because somebody asked me, well, Dana, why is they holding R. Kelly so much? I'm gonna ask you this question. How much money is R. Kelly worth? How much money is R. Kelly royalties worth? How much money is R. Kelly catalog worth? Add all that up, and don't you think that he will be the most powerful man in the United States under their law? That means he beat them at their own game. What elite is going to let, and I'm sorry to say this, what elite is going to let a nigga NIGUS defeat them at their own game? Think about it. But it says, in the case of something being illegal, no living victim is required under corporate legality. And so the state assumes the role of the victim. Check it. In the case of something being illegal, no living victim is required under corporate legality. This is where you go look at that goddamn indictment paper. And you look at all of the Trump charges that they gave him. Everything that they gave him was what? Illegal. Why do they do that? So no living victim can be required under corporate legality to stand and face him to bring him charges. And so the state, y'all looking at this right here where it say the state that you live in? No. The state being the corporate entity of the courts, the district courts. The state assumes the role of the victim being harmed as the creditor. Wait a minute. Why would the district courts assume the role of the victim that said that they were being harmed as the creditor? That means the people that said R. Kelly did this to me was used. Who gets paid out of all of this? The corporate entity. So at the end of the day, this all revolves around what? Money. And when people say Kanye is crazy, no, he's doing what Donald Trump is doing. Fighting the elites from the inside out. And because people don't understand Trump logic or terminology, because he's an asshole, they say he's not a good president. But I'm going to ask you a question. In life, there's only one way to be the asshole, and that's to be a bigger asshole, right or wrong. That's all I'm saying. The only way to be the asshole is to be a bigger asshole. And then they threw this in there. Under the original Constitution of 1779, only federal courts are authorized. So what Kim Fox did was what? Illegal. Because it says it. Under the original Constitution of 1779, only federal courts are authorized to bring forth such allegations and to be a creditor and to grab Robert Sylvester Kelly and Bill Cosby. But the states, they overstep their boundaries a lot. Then it says your legal fiction straw man name that is in all capital letters on all government documents proves you are a straw man. Straw man, unnatural, commerce, corporate, corporation, made up fiction, and legal fiction corporation. Name that represents your government trust account or reserve account that has millions of dollars waiting for you to claim, that was assigned to you at birth with your birth certificate and social security tagging trafficking number. So why do I keep putting emphasis on tagging and trafficking number? Didn't Donald Trump signed a law into play that everybody that tags and traffic people is going to jail? Now we get into the silver indictments. Now we get into why Obama don't like Donald Trump, why Hillary Clinton don't like Donald Trump, because now we get into everything that they have done. We are being trafficked. We are being tagged. So let's keep it real. We all are products of traffickers. We all have been trafficked by the elites. And I know some people like, man, this shit too much. It's a lot to handle. But this is where it's going. This is where it's going. And I know some people ask, can you challenge jurisdiction? This is why I say I'm not worried about Doug Anton and the moves he's making, because I know what Doug and them is up to. They got to go through the legalities of everything. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen, but shit, let's keep it 100. I'm gonna show you a document. I did this document and I broke it down and took it to a law class. And in the law class, I broke down everything. I picked the state. I did all that. And people in the law class was like, yo, this is crazy. What you're seeing right here is a challenge of jurisdiction layout 1. So when all else fails, you can challenge the jurisdiction. Let's see how. Right here, you have the state of Michigan, which is the plaintiff. You'll put the defendants right here. You put the V right here, or the VS. Your file number go right here to the right. Me, I'm an asshole. So I put jackass attorney. Attorney for alleged plaintiff. Notice, not a motion. Look how I put it. Notice, not a motion. Addressed to state of Michigan. Jackass attorney. Jurisdictional challenge with affidavit. I made up a name, Destry James Payne. By limited appearance to this matter in this court of record with clean hands, without prejudice, and with all rights reserved, including UCC 1-308, and dealing with this court and proper sue juris. I want y'all to see this. And proper sue juris, meaning personal standing. I am who I say I am, not pro se. Have not seen any evidence that proves they have a liability for all the capital letter names above ab initio. Challenge the persona standing in judicial and subject matter jurisdiction. This right here is Latin. Supreme Court case of 1795. This is a case law. And it says defines governments. Governments are corporations, and as much every government is an artificial person, an abstraction, and a creature of the mind only. A government can interface only with other artificial persons. So now, do that understand why Robert's name be in all caps when it's on that paperwork? Because they making the human being stand up and take the charges of the corporation, which is unfair and false. And then it says, the response from the party petitioner plaintiff asserting proper jurisdiction throughout this case must be made on a point-by-point basis for all the moving party, petitioner, plaintiff actions, filings, and motions are true and correct in relation to the proper state laws, codes, rules, regulations, statutes. But that means all of these got to be in place. All of these, in order for them to have a leg to stand on. And you got to have 4 legs to sue. Then it says, used to conduct this case, that proper jurisdiction was always maintained from the record, including the incomplete summons. Uh-oh. Then they have case law. Have another case law. Have another case law. Then it says defendants did in this case. I'm sorry, I gotta go back up. It says show that the issue of subject matter was brought in on a motion for summary disposition, just like alleged defendants did in this case. The United States Supreme Court has stated, cites omitted, the challenge of subject matter may be raised at any time. It never stated by what form. And here's the case law. Then they have Destre James Payne, unrebuted counter affidavits. I'm live.
Okay. I'm gonna text you what I'm about to say.
Unrebuted letters, including the declaration of intent to the Richland Township, show proof contained in their pleadings that they rebut the plaintiff's prima facie claims, mean fake claims, and are grounds for entitlement to their summary judgment, contrary to a jackass attorney, which means unverified statements that the plaintiff's prima facie facts still prove jurisdiction. The court will lack jurisdiction, being that there is evidence to support the improperly contrived subject matter by proper legislative process. And the 11th Amendment, here we go, and the 11th Amendment of the United States Constitution removed all judicial power in law, equity, treaties, contract law, and the right of the state. Now look how state is being said now. And the right of state. What's up, Toon? What's up, Toon? To bring suit against the people. Therefore, the defendants now challenge jurisdiction for the record. So what this man saying is that, and this all case law is showing that they don't have jurisdiction over you unless you give them jurisdiction. And then here's the bottom part that I added. It says, pleadings of this party shall not be dismissed for lack of form or failure of process. All the pleadings are as any reasonable man or woman would understand. And in support of that claim, I submit the following. And here's the following, which is a lot. It's nothing but a case law that come from Congress itself. And then in the affidavit, it says, I, Destre James Payne, in legal form, declare this is true, correct, and complete. 1, subject matter's jurisdiction is the authority of a court to hear and make a determination in a court action. 2, without subject matter jurisdiction, all orders and judgments issued by a judge are void under law. 3, without subject matter jurisdiction, all orders and judgments issued by a judge are of no legal force and effort. 4, every act of the court beyond the subject matter jurisdiction is void. I'm going to stop right there at 4, because what I just read you from 1 through 4 pretty much falls under Robert. They have to void everything because they did everything backwards and wrong. 5, where a court's power to act as to act is controlled by statute. The court is governed by the rules of limited jurisdiction. There we go again. So how is Ann Donnelly able to maneuver when her power is controlled by statute, but the court itself is governed by the rules of limited jurisdiction? That's where the Second Circuit Court of Appeals coming in. And the judges sided with Ann Donnelly on that. But then they raised some questions at the same time. Then it says courts exercising jurisdiction by statute must proceed within the structure of the statute. Statutes are written with only limited jurisdiction. Statutes can only be applied to subjects, aka citizens, etc., which they apply to. And if you notice, Greenberg made it his business to say R. Kelly is a citizen. And then let's go here. When you see certain people rallying and protesting, what you hear, R. Kelly is a citizen of the United States. Thank you so much, Love Yourself, for supporting the channel. R. Kelly is a citizen of the United States. Well, here's my question. If he was never sworn in, how is he a citizen? So with Greenberg saying he's a citizen, and with the bootleg supporters saying that he's a citizen, the court saying, okay, I'm gonna listen to y'all. He's a citizen, so we're gonna do what the hell we want to do because y'all said he's a citizen. We see something different, but y'all saying he's a citizen. Number 9, statutes do not necessarily apply to a sovereign. What is a sovereign? Some people like, oh, a sovereign is a sovereign citizen, and they do that. No, a sovereign is clearly this: a person that was born into the world. You come from dirt, you're going to return back to dirt. This skin is going to fall off eventually, and it's going to return back to the soil, being dirt. That's all a sovereign is: a person that's been born into the world. That's it. And then the other part is God allow it to be. That's what makes people sovereign. So you are already sovereign, not a sovereign citizen, not a sovereign American. No, sovereign, meaning God allowed you to be born, and you wasn't hatched, and you wasn't in an incubator. You wasn't in no sugar honey iced tea like that. I'm gonna take up my Deion Sanders approach today. Special statutory jurisdiction is limited to the language of the act countering it. As regard to 10 above, the court has no power from any other source. But what you're saying is the court having power from Ann Donnelly and her judges and her judicial power, which is a violation of Robert again. The authority of the court to make an order must be found in the statute. Now, if you notice, when they brought forth charges on Robert, you see they used case law. And case law is what? Nothing but a statute. They even used Robert's statute against him. 13, a judge not have subject matter jurisdiction, then the law states that the judge has violated the law. So what we got to look up is, and this is what I need y'all to come back with tomorrow, because we're going to jump back into it tomorrow. Y'all need to look up and give me the definition for subject matter jurisdiction. And we're going to have some fun with this tomorrow. Because they clearly say a judge not have subject matter jurisdiction, then the law states that the judge has violated the law. So if Ann Donnelly, And I'm gonna give it to y'all. If Ann Donnelly don't have subject matter jurisdiction, how is she able to continue to hold him in that warehouse? In order to have subject matter jurisdiction, right? You got to have a subject matter to stand on. The federal government keeps saying that they don't have nothing. So where's the subject matter jurisdiction? Secondly, personal jurisdiction. Robert is in Chicago, not New York. So that means that she violated the law, right? Miss Gail Duffy, I didn't see anything. Nothing came through. Just wanted to let you know. Now y'all see why New York and Chicago is fighting for jurisdiction. Because right now, Chicago have subject matter and personal. New York has nothing. So why is New York calling the shots the way it looked? Fantasia going to do it. I said, wait till tomorrow. And she did it today. But here you go. I would copy this if I was y'all. Subject matter jurisdiction is the authority of a court to hear cases of a particular type or cases relating to a specific subject matter. For instance, bankruptcy court only has the authority to hear. Where is that? Bankruptcy court only has the authority to hear. That's true because they can't make a ruling. So, like I tell everybody, thank you, Nikki. So, like I say, Robert Sister Kelly amendment rights have been violated. 4th, 5th, 6th, and 14th. Well, where's 8th? Where's the 8th Amendment? Where's the First Amendment? You missing some amendments, Jess. They can't make a ruling without subject matter. Well, and the cases that they have now, they can. And New York can. But they can't, if you know what I'm saying. They gonna do it because ain't nobody gonna challenge them. Legally, they ain't supposed to, but they get away with it every day. So who's gonna challenge them? Right. Bankruptcy court only has authority to hear bankruptcy cases. I put the main amendment rights they have broken. No, Just, I'm gonna be honest with you. You say the main, but it's the little ones that count. And the main ones just set the stage. But it's the first, the 4th, the 3rd, the 10th, the 8th. Those are the ones that really count. That's true. We all support the same person, Robert Sister Kelly. I totally agree, Miss Gail. I totally agree. So with that being said, not just for Robert Sister Kelly, but for Breonna Taylor. I think I heard, I don't count me for sure, but I think I heard that Sandra Bland, the arresting officer there, has been locked up or prosecuted or something. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, that's a win-lose. And people like, huh? I'm gonna tell you why. That's a win for Sandra because she was telling the truth the whole time, but that's still a lose because nothing was ever done since that. It was no acknowledgments since that. Just want to argue this morning. So I'm gonna show y'all some stuff real quick. In the state of Maryland, right? In order to claim your birthright, because I know somebody said, well, how do I claim my birthright? I'm gonna go here. In order to claim your birthright, you gotta let your birth certificate go and go get one of these. A certificate of live birth. Right? Once you go get a certificate of live birth, long or short copy, you can go and fill out the form and go to the state of Maryland, the office of the Secretary of State in Annapolis. And you can go get a form. You're going to fill it out. And they're going to take your certificate of live birth. And they're going to staple this together. You see the seal? These are copies. Now, the other copy that I have, I don't know if I put it in here or not. But the other copy that I have is the copy of that comes from the White House. And when it gets to the White House and when it gets approved and sent back to you, it's a seal clip that sealed all three of them papers together. And you got to hold them papers together and not, and I mean not, let anything happen to those papers. If you do, you have to start over. You have to start over. What? So I don't know what Miss Bougie's talking about. She have a wrench. Why is she even talking about it? So where Coco? What up, Coco? Coco with the cake. Still watching. There it is. Still watching. We all good over here. So if need to be, I'll do a class on how to fill out the proper paperwork to send it in and all that. Thanks, Dana. I need that info. I'm claiming my rights and my kids. That's the best thing I heard all day. Cool. I'll walk you through it, Miss Virgo. And then I'll, walk you through the UCC1 paperwork that you need to do and how to fill it out right. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna walk you through a lot of stuff that you're gonna need. And you're gonna need the post office. But you're not going to need the post office. The postmaster is your best friend. The post office is your best friend. I'm telling you. And I'm about to move in a way where I'm going to force them to stop playing with me. Because every time they send me something in all caps, I write return to sender and send it back. Yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Hold on, let me see if I got anything else. Wait a minute. Nope, I'm wrong. It's not it for today. I'm wrong. Sorry. I don't want to do this one though. This one right here. Time to wake up. Your trust is calling. I don't want to give y'all this right now because it's about your trust. Y'all gonna need this paperwork right here that I have. Who hold these truths? Y'all gonna need this paperwork. So once I know y'all serious in this walk, I don't mind giving y'all this paperwork that you're gonna need to read right here. Who hold these truths? Public and private. Now people talk about why Donald Trump don't got to show his taxes, because he's a private man, which we are all private and we don't have to pay taxes. So you see public and private, natural law, which is God's law, 7 principles, Proverbs 9:1 give you the principles. And then you have the Kabbalion, aka Kabbalion. Then you have positive law, which is man-made law, trustees of natural law. All right. Substantial law. You got the substantial law, and that's the part of the law that creates, defines, and regulates rights, including, for example, the law of contracts, torts and wills, and real property, the essential substance of rights under law. Then across from it, you got procedural law that prescribes the procedures and methods for enforcing rights and duties and for obtaining redress as in a suit, and that is distinguished from law that creates, defines, or regulates rights. Then underneath that, you got remedial law. Remedial, that which affects a remedy as a remedial statute, or one which is made to supply some defects or abridge some superfluities of the common law. Then you go back over underneath substantial law, you got public law. Public law, 1, the body of law dealing with the relations between private individuals and the government, and with the structure and operation of the government itself, constitutional law, criminal law, and administrative law taken together. Then across from that, you got private law. Private law, the body of law dealing with private persons and their property and relationships of public law. See special law under law, contract law, tort law, status law, property law. This right here is what I love. No for party to thy constitution, thus protected by the Constitution. Then you got the rules of the game. Stay in honor at all costs. No matter what, do not break your honor. Stay in honor at all costs, and that's what Robert is doing. He's staying in honor at all costs. Public and private never mix. That's what Donald Trump never does. And the minute he shows his taxes, that means he's mixing public and private. That means he can go to jail. And then look at it. There's no money. Stay out of the courts and do not participate when called in. But then here's what I want y'all to see. Slavery defined right here. It says, by the general laws of nations, no nation is bound to recognize the state of slavery as to foreign slaves within its territorial dominions, when it is opposed to its own policy and institutions in favor of the subjects of other nations where slavery is recognized. If it does not, it is a matter of comedy. The matter of comedy, okay, and not a matter of international right. The state of slavery is deemed to be a mere principal regulation founded upon and limited to the range of the territorial laws. Prigg versus Pennsylvania, 16 PET 539 10 LED 1006. Jowett's Dictionary of English Law describes public law as having several branches as follows. Then it says law is either public or private. There you go right there. Last but not least, 8 U.S. Code 1481, loss of nationality by native born or naturalized citizen, voluntary action, burden of proof, presumptions. Here's why I love when people say crazy stuff to me. A person who is a natural of the United States. That means whether by birth or naturalization. Either you was born here or you was naturalized hatched here, shall lose his nationality by voluntarily performing any of the following acts with the intention of relinquishing United States nationality. Now look at this. You see it's not all caps, right? Y'all see it's not all caps, right? What is going on? Oh, okay. Then it says, number one, obtaining naturalization in a foreign state upon his own application or upon an application filed by a duly authorized agent after having attained the age of 18 years, or two, taking an oath or making an affirmation or other formal declaration of allegiance to a foreign state, of a political subdivision thereof, after having attained the age of 18 years old. Here's what I love, number three. Entering or serving in the armed forces of a foreign state, if A, such armed forces are engaged in hostiles against the United States, or B, such persons serve as a commissioned or non-commissioned officer. So anybody that entered into the military, they are no longer nationals of the United States. They are foreign entities. And in order for a foreign entity to do any type of harm to a person that's a national of the United States like I am, you got to take me to federal court and you got to do it the legal way. So when people say, oh, we're going to get him, okay, fine. That's cool. I'll wait. I will never jump into something without me knowing my backup plan. I always get into anything with an A, B, C, D, and E. Number four, accepting, serving in, or performing the duties of any office, post, or employment under the government of a foreign state or a political subdivision thereof, after attaining the age of 18 years old, if he has or acquires the nationality of such foreign state, or B, accepting, serving in, or performing the duties of any office, post, or employment under the government of a foreign state or a political subdivision thereof, after attaining the age of 18 years old, for which office, post, or employment an oath, affirmation, or declaration of allegiance is required. So, if you're a police officer and you didn't go back and do your signature redaction, you're part of a foreign state. It's so much more to this. So much more to this. But watch this. Whenever the loss of the United States nationality is put in issue in any action or proceeding commence on or after September 26, 1961, under or by virtue of the provisions of this chapter or any other act, the burden shall be upon the person or party claiming that such loss occurred to establish such claim by a preponderance of the evidence. Any person who commits or performs, or who has committed or performed any act of expatriation under the provisions of this chapter or any other act shall be presumed to have done so voluntarily, but such presumption may be rebutted upon a showing by a preponderance of the evidence that the act or acts committed or performed were not done voluntarily. So with that being said, that concludes today's class. This concludes today's class. So people that jumped into the armed forces just to have something to do, just know that y'all didn't do what y'all supposed to do. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Better yet, I'll see y'all tonight for the midnight swing. I see my boy Keith in the joint. What up, bro? I meant to call you back last night, but it got hectic. Hold on, wait a minute. He copied off your paper. Y'all crazy. Don't forget to support my channel, man. If you would like to support this platform, all donations can be made via Cash App at $THEEBMOREACTOR, all caps, which is a corporation, or ZELLE at djackson0807@gmail.com. All donations are accepted and appreciated. I thank you, Nikki. That's so true. Also, if you want to donate to R. Kelly, only defense fund that's out there, you go to send your checks or money orders to the law offices of Douglas C. Anton Esquire. The address, 3 University Plaza Drive, suite number 407, Hackensack, New Jersey, 07601. Or if you just want to go directly in PayPal them, you can use PayPal at paypal.me/capital R, capital K, lowercase ELLY, capital D, lowercase EFENSE, capital F, lowercase UND. This is the only R. Kelly Defense Fund that's approved by Robert and that's certified by his lawyer. No other defense fund. So that Kelly for Justice bullcrap, dead. Where's that going? Think about it. Where's that going? Think about it. Where you know where this is going? This is going directly to Robert's account that's set up by the lawyer. Question is, where's that Kelly for Justice going? Also, I said what I said because I see people asking me about this rally, and they've been asking me for a couple days. Don't ask me about it no more. Don't ask me about it no more. I will be going live. Just said that she will be going live at 1 p.m. finishing Lisa Van Allen book, Surviving the Pied Piper. We're almost done. Then we will be reading. No, just no. There's a reason why I said no about Jim book right now. I talked to you offline. I'll talk to you offline about that, Jess. Hold off on Jim's book. Miss Terry, I thank you. This is the way my lives will be going. We don't got time to entertain the BS. We need to be informed of what's going on. I will be having different people over here. Love you so much, Miss Bougie. I will be having different people over here. Ro will be coming back to break down some stuff. I know last time Ro was like, yo, man, come on, man. You got to do the right way. Man, you got to tell them do this, do this. And then when I put it up there, people that claim to be family members didn't do what they were supposed to do. So, not throwing shots, but throwing shots. Yeah, y'all have a great morning. Thank you, Nisi. That's why I love y'all, because we're family over here. Bruce Kelly, Carrie Kelly, Teresa Kelly is preparing a rally. I know. Just, you jumping a gun. Please support Bruce Kelly to help Robert, because you're jumping the gun, Jess. I know. People telling people who screen record Dana video to his job. Oh, that's fine. That's cool. That's cool. Thank you so much, Midas. I surely will. But y'all be blessed. I'm getting up out of here. Y'all be blessed. I got some people to talk to. On Facebook, Wilbur Nichols, man. I need to call you today. We need to talk. I know I was supposed to call you last week, but we need to talk. To move in the next direction. If you like to support this channel, our host Cash App, THEEBMOREACTOR, or Super Chat, I totally appreciate it. Right, we're moving along. No time to sit back in the pig pen. Like I say, we're eagles over here, and when I looked down and seen I had nothing but pigeons, I had to keep going. I had to go. How I'm jumping the gun, Dana. Bruce was on my channel Tuesday. I know, but just I talked to you about it. Just ready to go. She ready to go. But don't forget, Just Jazz will be live at 1 p.m. Brooke, I think she's going live in like 6 minutes at 12. So Sonya Price, love you, Dana. We are the real day ones. I totally appreciate it, and I see that. Also, no new friends. No new friends. We don't want no new friends. No new friends. Oh, okay. Somebody filed harassment charges. Okay. Okay. Bro, leave it alone. Class over. I hate Big Brother. Don't forget, no new friends. Joshua, 8 o'clock here, 8:55 a.m. Where you at? Hold on. Nah, where you at? You 2 hours behind. October girl, hey. So I'm gonna say this: like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Without me saying what I'm doing, I got some business to take care of. You in LA? Ten, 9, 8. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Just Jazz debunk the lies. Can't find your channel. Oh, she put it up there, Midas. Oh, Georgia girl, I'm already there. I'm just not saying too much. That's all. Y'all be blessed. I'm getting up out of here. I'll see y'all later on. I'm going to put some videos out in the meantime, but I'll see y'all later on. Don't forget, Lakers in 4. I'm going to give them 1. I'm going to give them 5, but we got sports today. We got the Lakers today. We got my Lakers tonight, and we got Thursday night football. So y'all be blessed. Sky Zone, hey. Dream Team, hey. Brooke, hey. Just Jazz, hey. Everybody else, hey. Too many people to call. Georgia girl, hey. But everybody be blessed. I'll see y'all later on. Peace. Oh, gee, look. The music battle Saturday. Just Jazz want me to tell y'all that she's going to get her tail stomped by Dana J at 8 p.m. R. Kelly versus R. Kelly. All right, please. Bro, got it open in the next window. Okay, cool. Terry said my mama love the Lakers. That's right. They got LeBron. All right, I'm up out of here. Y'all be blessed. Have a great day.